Welcome back. In this video, we will discuss data-driven testing approach for writing test scripts. We'll discuss the benefits and drawbacks of this approach and try to identify how it is different than previously discussed approaches, such as structured scripting approach. So let's start. To understand data-driven testing, let's first briefly revise the structured scripting approach. In this approach, script libraries are fundamental. The creation and upkeep of these libraries, which include multiple scripts, are vital tasks. Data-driven testing is an enhancement of structured scripting approach. The data-driven scripting technique enhances the structured scripting technique by focusing on how test inputs are managed separate from the test script. Test inputs are not embedded within the test scripts anymore. Instead, they are separated from scripts and stored in separate data files. The main aim is to clean the code from any inline input data to manage test data efficiently and run test cases based on provided data. The data files usually contain various sets of input data that the test scripts can use during execution by reading these data files. This separation allows the main test script, often referred to as the control script, to remain unchanged while varying the input data to perform different tests. The control script is a reusable main script that contains the sequence of instructions necessary to perform the tests. It reads the input data from the data files. By using different sets of data from the data files, the same control script can execute multiple tests, each with different inputs. This approach significantly increases the efficiency and scalability of test automation rather than writing a new script for each test case. You can reuse the control script and simply change the input data. Although a single control script might not cover the full range of tests needed, it can still automate a substantial number of tests. For broader test coverage, multiple control scripts might be required. However, the number of control scripts will be much fewer compared to the number of individual tests they automate. To understand the concept of control script and data files, imagine you are testing a login functionality with multiple sets of credentials. Instead of writing a separate script for each set of credentials, you can use a data-driven approach. In this example, the login test function is the control script that performs the login operation. The data file contains multiple sets of username and password. The control script reads each row from the data file and runs the login test function with the respective inputs. It is clear from the script that there is no direct input into the script. Instead, all data is coming from the CSV data file, which is called in the test script. Let's now discuss what are the advantages of data-driven testing approach. The first key benefit is the cost and effort involved in adding new automated tests are significantly lowered. This is because new tests can be implemented simply by adding new data sets to existing data files. There is no need to write new scripts from scratch, which saves both time and resources. This in turn helps in reducing maintenance changes, as changes in the input data don't require changes in the scripts. You can add, remove, or modify test cases by simply updating the data files. Also, one of the most empowering aspects of data-driven testing is how it benefits test analysts. In data-driven testing, tests are described by the data files. This means that test analysts can define new automated tests by simply populating these data files. This process lessens their reliance on technical test analysts who might be limited resources, enabling test analysts to define and modify tests more independently and rapidly. Next, let's look at how this approach increases test coverage and depth. Data-driven testing allows for the automation of many variations of a test. This leads to more comprehensive testing within the specific areas, helping to uncover issues that might not be caught with a limited set of test cases. As a result, overall test coverage is enhanced. And another benefit is scalability, as more tests can be automated without a proportional increase in the number of scripts. You can write one test scripts and give required different variations of input data to test different scenarios. Let's move on to the disadvantages of data-driven approach. As we have learned, all input data have to be supplied via data files. Due to this, an additional task of data file management is introduced. The need to manage data files and ensure they are readable by the test automation system can be significant disadvantage. These data files must be well organized and well documented to be effective. If not handled properly, it can lead to confusion and errors, making the testing process less efficient. Next, let's discuss the potential for missing important negative test cases. Negative test cases, which involve testing how the system handles invalid inputs or unexpected user behavior, are crucial for robust testing. However, in a data-driven approach that focuses mainly on test data, there is a risk that these negative test procedures may be overlooked. This can result in incomplete testing and undiscovered bugs. To summarize, while data-driven testing has many benefits, it also comes with its challenges. Managing data files require careful organization and documentation. Additionally, there is a risk of missing important negative test cases if the focus is primarily on test data. Being aware of these cons can help you mitigate their impact and ensure a more effective testing process. And that concludes our discussion about data-driven testing. In next video, we'll discuss keyword-driven testing. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.